Hi guys, welcome back to Rary Life Creations. So today I am going to be showing you how to make the Holy Holy cup. So it's with these papers, and these are just regular printer papers. And then I am using a refurbished cup. I had to strip this one. It was a hydro dip. So I am going to spray paint it. And then I'm just gonna give it a coat of white and then apply the paper to it. So I'm gonna go and do that and I'll be back. So the things you are going to need today to do the Holy Holy Cup project are, of course, your two printer papers that have Holy Holy on it, and then you're gonna wanna cut out the white on this, which I will do and come back. Something to put your Mod Podge in or do it out of the container. I always have something to do it with. You are going to need your sponge, your scissors, and any type of Mod Podge will do. I am personally using the dishwasher safe because I'm running out of my matte clear and I want to use up this dishwasher safe. I'm just not a huge fan of the dishwasher. It has a funky smell to it. And that is all you need in your cup, which is already drying. And yeah, so I will cut my paper and come back to you guys. So I have these cut out, and now we are actually going to put them on the cup. And I might have to print one more out because I thought I had an extra one laying around here for the bottom, and I don't. So you might need 3 instead of 2. I'm gonna put them on there and then see. So my cup, excuse me, is not completely dry. It is tacky, which is fine. It can be tacky. But I'm gonna go ahead and cover it in a lot of Mod Podge with your clean sponge. It needs to be a clean sponge because you don't want to get glitter all over this project. Oh, I'm throwing glitter. I'm sorry, I'm throwing Mod Podge. You don't want to get glitter all over this project because this is not a glittered project, unless you do want to add just a little bit of glitter, a little bit of a sparkle to it. Then you can take and at the end mix a little bit of glitter in the Mod Podge and then put that over the outer layer. But I personally don't want any glitter. So I'm being really careful about where I'm touching the cup just because it is still wet. And I don't want to touch the wet parts. Oh, my nose itches. That is so difficult when my nose itches and I'm doing this. It's not super fun. Oh, one little spot left. All right, my cup is now covered. Sorry, my dog is over there just huffing. So then you're gonna take the paper and you're gonna lay it on here. I try to match it up with the top of it, and I don't worry too much about the bottom because I've got its own thing going on anyways. So I just match it up to the top of that. If I need to pull it down a tad, I do. But just know, once you apply this paper, the Mod Podge starts drying with that paper like almost instantly. So you want to get it lined up fairly quickly. It is giving me some leniency right now, but normally it does not. And so mine, I don't want to be perfect. So I want those wrinkles. I'm not gonna fix those wrinkles. I'm gonna just actually try to create some more wrinkles into it, which is I'm taking and pinching it to create some more. I don't really got many wrinkles over here, so I want to create some over here. Oh. And see, I can barely get that to do it because it's already drying. Maybe get a wrinkle there, get a big one there. And then I'm just gonna push down and make sure that it is staying on it. Like I'm pushing it down into the Mod Podge. Even the wrinkles I'm going over and I'm pushing those wrinkles down in there. You want to get it like, I don't want to use the word smooth because smooth means like no wrinkles, but you want to push it down and get it as flattened as possible. And I am going to have to print off another paper because I don't think I'm going to have enough unless I can use this. And then I am going to create one more wrinkle right there. And then I am going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off this bottom just because once this other piece is laid, they're going to overlap and it's going to be harder to cut it. Oh my God, guys, there's a spider. Guys, I'm going to kill a spider and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to murder a spider and I'm back. See if I can remember where we left off at. We're cutting. Father God, my heart is pounding. The thing was huge, huge. So we're cutting off the bottom. Get as close as you can to the bottom edge as you possibly can. I'm not gonna get super close, but I am gonna get close just so I have a lot of it gone. But I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna touch up later. Okay, so that's about as close as I got to it. I did get really close right here, but that's okay. Because I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. And I like how this works better. I'm just gonna cut a tad bit more off that. My dog is behind me shaking. Go lay down. And I actually might have, I'm probably gonna have a lot of extra off of this one. So I might not need to print off another one. So my Mod Podge at this point right here has dried. It wouldn't have dried if I didn't have to go and murder a spider. And I'm sorry if you are a spider lover or an animal lover out there and you're like, protect them, don't kill them, catch them and let them go. I'm too scared to even catch the thing. It's just full on murder and I'm very sorry. So I'm gonna re-add, oh, Mod Podge here. And it is going to overlap on both sides of this, so I'm going to add Mod Podge to that as well. Both sides. And then I am going to take the paper and I'm going to line it up with the top again. That top needs a little bit more Mod Podge. And I'm going to line it up with the top again. Remember to be quick because this will start drying. The paper makes the Mod Podge dry faster, and if you try to remove it, the paper will rip. So I'm gonna lay right in the middle. And I'm gonna create those wrinkles in it. We want those wrinkles. I've never tried to create this without the wrinkles. If you guys do try to create it without the wrinkles, totally let me know. Comment a picture and show me. I think it would be really pretty without the wrinkles, but I just love it with it. So now that that part is done, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna cut off these edges. Let's start with this side. So I like to bend it where I need to cut it, and then cut right above that. And I do try to keep it straight, but it also doesn't have to be straight. I just personally like it if it's straight. And then same thing with this side, except for I am gonna come out a little bit tad more on that. And I do this one at an angle a little bit. This one was a little bit at an angle too. And then I'm just going to cut that. I'm just trying to keep it straight again. My top did not get too straight there, if that's okay. I'm gonna come in and clean that up. Okay, so those are lifted right there. That's okay, because I'm gonna put Mod Podge over the outside of this whole entire thing. And then I am gonna cut this off and see if I have enough to make a bottom. And if I don't, then I'm going to have to print off another paper. I swear I had one printed. I might look while this is drying. So don't cut all the way to the cup again. Cut a little bit above, and I will show you why in just a minute. And cut off that extra. Okay. So if I piece a bunch of these together, I would have enough, but I don't want to have to piece them. I want one whole thing. So I am not going to use these. I'm going to have to print off another page, which I will do here in a minute after I do this next step. So the next part is to get your Mod Podge. Oh, I'm sorry, I got an itch. And you don't need a super lot, but you do need some. I've got about that much. And go around the edges of this at the bottom. That's all I'm doing, is just going around the edges. I'm not worrying about the middle right now. And then you're gonna take and you're gonna start folding this down and in. Now, it's not gonna wanna stay right away, and I am taking a little bit on my finger and wiping it on the top. It is not gonna wanna stay. You're gonna want to keep doing this until it gets tacky. So I literally just keep going in a circle doing this. It is just gonna keep lifting till it gets tacky. I'm wiping that on there. Hopefully you guys can see how I'm doing this. We got one part right here that's still lifting. And I just use my finger to do this. You could use the sponge brush if you're wanting to. I just find it easier. Beautiful. So then, I normally would just totally wipe this on my shirt, but I tried to look cute for you guys today. So I didn't wear my shirt that I normally do everything in, which is why I'm always wearing the same clothes. So then, I had one piece that stuck up too far, and I'm gonna trim that bad boy down. My dogs are barking, I'm sorry if you can hear them. Okay, so now that that's trimmed, I don't know what they're barking at. I'm gonna put Mod Podge over the outside of this, and I am using gobs of this. And I want to make sure that I get that layer that I cut back down. So I'm focusing on that first. And you want to make sure that you do try to smooth this out. Now you do have wrinkles, so it is going to be kind of hard over those wrinkles. I take my finger and go over those the best that I can. I'm kind of doing the same thing to the top. I'm taking my finger and going over it to make sure I push it all the way down. And I don't know if you can see, it's kind of like the Mod Podge is kind of turning red a little bit. That is the ink from the paper. I want that to happen. I want it to look like it's bled a little bit. It's getting some color to it. That's what I want. And that's what the paper is gonna do, because it's just paper sitting on top of ink, and basically I'm making the paper very wet right now. I personally love when it does that. And when you epoxy this, parts of this is gonna start to change colors a little bit. You can prevent that from doing like 2 layers of Mod Podge on the underneath of the cup before you put the paper on it, or you can prevent it from doing a second layer of Mod Podge on top. I would suggest to do both. But honestly, that is something that does happen with using paper on epoxying paper, and especially printed paper. There's always some discoloration. I love it because it makes the cup look older and vintage. So this is what we've got so far, and I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna set it to the side, and I am going to look for the bottom of this. I have another piece that I've already printed off that I can cut for the bottom. If I can't find it, I'm just gonna print another one, and then I will show you guys what to do next. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I didn't have to print another one off because I have it from the last time I did it. So you don't need very much for this. You're just gonna basically trace it on the bottom, and I'm gonna make sure that I trace it inside of here, not the white. And then I'm gonna cut that out, and that's gonna be my bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. See if I can angle you guys down so you can see me tracing it. And so I want it to trace on, last time I did it on the 3 Holy Holies. I don't have that this time, so I want to do it on Blessed Thou Art. So I'm gonna come right here, and I want to do it as close to this line as I possibly can. I don't know if you can see. It almost looks like from your angle I'm overlapping. I'm not. I just want it super close to that. For some reason it wouldn't trace right there, but I know what I was trying to do. So then the next step is to get the Mod Podge off my hands, is to cut that circle out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, sometimes I can be a serious blonde. And for the longest time, when I would trace something and start cutting it, I was like, do I cut like around the black line, on the black line, the inside of the black line, the outside of the black line? And my thing would always be too big or too small. So what I do after some trial and error is I cut right on the inside of that black line, and that is the perfect fit for this cup. That was my blonde moment for like a really long time. that is done. And I don't think I would have enough to do another one. Oh, I do, so I will save that. So then your next step, and I didn't use the cup that I've already been working on because it's drying, is to slide that bad boy over here without touching it. Become a pro at making this thing move without touching it. And I'm gonna put some Mod Podge on there, all over the bottom of the cup, even on what I've already just did. I don't worry about the Mod Podge overlapping because I will clean that up if I need to. And then I'm gonna take and I'm gonna lay this. Now I am gonna pick it up so I can examine the sides of it. And it's gonna look like that, it's gonna be wavering up. I'm just gonna force it to go down and over it. And if you have any hanging off, you can just cut it. I only have one little side trying to hang off just a little bit. I am not gonna worry about it. I think it's fine that it hangs over just a little bit. And then I'm gonna come in, and because I'm okay with it hanging over, this is how I'm getting the extra Mod Podge that came down off, is I'm pushing those little sides down. And then I am going to put Mod Podge over the top of it. I am a little bit more careful about getting it over the sides now. All right, and it is good to dry now. So I'm gonna set it down and let it dry. And then this is what it looks like right now. I'm dropping it, let me grab it better. This is what it looks like right now. Let me see if you can see it better with this light off. So, I will let this dry, and then I'm going to throw it on the turner, and I will show you guys it on the turner, and then I will show you it completely done. And then I will post this lovely video. Hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, so this is what the cup looks like after 2 coats of epoxy. Make sure you guys are seeing that really good. This is the 2nd coat that it's training on right now. I just hit it with that epoxy and just hit it with the heat gun. So it is gonna need 1 more coat after this because I am gonna need to sand down those edges right there. I did get a little bit of a bubble. I don't know if you can see it right there. On the last coat of epoxy, because I did use about a 15 milligram. I wanna show you guys what I'm talking about. So I used syringes and I used a 15 for the first one. And the second round I only used a 10. And then I will sand it down, and when I sand it down, I will only use a 5 because I'm just putting that last coat of epoxy on there as just to cover the sanding process. But yeah, so that is what your cup should look like going around. It will get some discoloration, which I personally love, as you can see it right there and right here. It's a little bit of that ink coming off, and I personally love that just because it makes it look old and vintage, and I love that. So I hope you guys love it, and if you did, hit like on this video and hit subscribe. You guys have a great day.